Have you ever felt like you're living the same pattern as if something invisible is trapping you in a cycle that seems to have no end? What if I told you that December arrived like a portal, a breaking point where everything changes? If you're ready to accept the transformation, Scorpio, you are no ordinary sign. You are the signature of rebirth, he who carries the gift of closing stories, transmuting pain into strength, and going through the shadows to find light. But before the light, there always comes the collapse. The end always comes, and that end is closer than you think. This is not just any reading, it's a calling, a spiritual call for those who can no longer bear to repeat the same mistakes, carry the same weights, hide the same secrets. The energy of December brings with it a powerful release, but only for those who have the courage to let the old die. Scorpio, the universe is giving you a sign now, and it's no coincidence that you're here, listening to this. The old cycle is cracking. Do you feel? Goosebumps, intense dreams, memories returning from nowhere. All point to karmic closure. This is your chance to turn the key, to cut ties with what limits you, to finally understand why certain pains needed to happen for you to be reborn stronger, more whole, more aware of your true power. But be careful. This break does not come without a price. What you are about to discover requires presence, requires soul, and from now on, everything you've experienced starts to make sense. If you've ever felt this, as if the universe was trying to tell you something through signs, dreams, coincidences that repeat themselves, then this message is for you. Don't ignore the call. Comment below, I feel the cycle breaking. If you are going through something that feels bigger than you can explain, this simple act of writing is more than an interaction. It is an energetic seal, a sign that you are aware of your own awakening. And if any part of what has been said so far has resonated with your soul, if you have felt that chill, that internal silence that screams, "This is about me," then don't watch this video as if it were just another video. Listen with your heart, because each word was guided to reach those who needed to hear it. And you know you're not here by chance. Press like now. This isn't just about engagement. It's about keeping this energy alive, circulating, reaching other people who also need to awaken. And if you haven't signed up, yet now is the time. Here we are not talking about a generic horoscope. Here, each video is a spiritual code, a piece of the puzzle that activates something in you. By signing up, you are telling the universe, I am ready to understand my mission. The journey we begin now goes far beyond December. It is about you, about your rebirth, about the new path that is opening up. But before we can move on, we need to look head-on at everything that needs to be left behind. And that's exactly what we're going to reveal now. Have you ever felt like you carry something that is not visible but that weighs on your shoulders every day? Like you live with a silent burden that no one else can see, but that you feel deeply? Perhaps deep down, you have already realized that this weight is not just yours. It is ancestral, karmic, energetic. Scorpio, there is no coincidence that you are here now. Something inside you is being activated, and this activation does not happen for no reason. You feel like you came into the world with a mission, even if you don't know what it is yet. There is a silent calling in you, a constant restlessness that prevents you from accepting a superficial life. You know there is something bigger at work. Scorpio energy is known for its intensity, but few understand what's behind it. You are not intense by chance. You feel too much. You perceive too much. You see beyond what your eyes show. Your intuition has warned you countless times, and yet, you try to ignore it until something comes along and forces you to look. December is not just a month, it's a portal, a time where the sky pushes you forward, even if you resist. And the old cycle? He's falling apart, slowly, but surely. And the more you try to maintain what is no longer part of your essence, the heavier everything becomes. Scorpio, the universe chose you to close cycles. You don't just close doors. You burn bridges with what no longer resonates with your soul. And that is not weakness. It is a gift. Not everyone is capable of going through the transformation processes that you experience, but you were prepared. From an early age, the losses, the silences, the unexpected cuts, everything shaped you, and the time has come for you to understand that none of this was in vain. Because what is coming requires you to be free, light, detached from the old. Maybe you've noticed relationships that disintegrate out of nowhere, projects that seemed promising but simply stall, people who disappear, cycles that repeat themselves. That's not bad luck. It's the universe showing you that what was built on broken foundations can no longer sustain itself, and only those who have the courage to abandon what doesn't serve them will have the strength to go through what's coming. Are you ready? When we talk about breaking cycles, we also talk about painful endings. Scorpio knows this better than anyone, but he also knows that all pain is loaded with a hidden truth. Sometimes you needed to lose something to see clearly. Other times it was necessary to go down to the bottom to understand its real strength. And now, at this very moment, the universe is asking you for a choice. It is no longer possible to live between two worlds, that of unconscious pain and that of conscious liberation. From here, everything intensifies, sensations increase, signs become clearer, dreams more revealing. You can even try to escape, but you can no longer ignore what is screaming inside you. December is the month when the veil breaks, where the past finds you for the last time and demands a response. Will you repeat the cycle, or will you break it once and for all? And here's the truth. No one can break this cycle for you. There is no collective liberation when it comes to spiritual mission. Each Scorpio carries their own code, and yours has been activated. You feel it when you wake up in the middle of the night with no explanation, when you hear a song and cry for no reason, when you have that feeling of déjà vu that chills your soul. These are all fragments of your calling, and the more you ignore it, the more intense life's pressure to align becomes. Scorpio's mission is not comfortable, but she is sacred. You came to purify lineages, to cut toxic patterns that repeat themselves generation after generation. It came to show that it is possible to transform pain into light, shadow into wisdom, end into new beginning. And this doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, a rebirth. And like all rebirth, it requires courage to die to who you once were. At this moment, perhaps you are feeling your soul vibrate, or maybe you're struggling internally with all of this. It's normal. Transformation scares, but it also heals. And Scorpio, you know, you're not from here. Your soul has already gone through battles that no one imagines. And that's why spirituality now gives you an opportunity that few will have access to. The chance to definitively close the old cycle that has been consuming you for years. Maybe there are lives, but pay attention. This break requires delivery. You will need to let go of what still holds you back. People, memories, guilt, unresolved stories. Everything that still occupies sacred space within you needs to be released. The new cycle only opens to those who have the space to receive it. And December, with all its final energy, offers you this: a rite of passage, a crossing, an awakening. The signs are everywhere. Is the same number, repeated at specific times of the day, dreams about portals, stairs, water, death, and rebirth, intense emotions without logical cause. Don't doubt it. That's not crazy. This is tune. It is the universe speaking to those who already have spiritual ears to listen. And Scorpios, you listen with your soul, even when they pretend not to hear. That's why you're here, because the time has come to stop resisting, to accept that the new one won't wait for you to be ready. The new demands attitude, and the old man won't let go of his chains easily. He will try to convince you that it is safe to stay where you are, but security is the greatest spiritual prison of all. The Scorpio soul was not born for comfort. She was born to awaken, to go to the end, die symbolically, and be reborn with a new consciousness. And it is exactly this rebirth that the universe proposes to you now. If you feel like something has changed in the air, you're not wrong. The frequency has changed, your energy too. And everything that is out of alignment with this new frequency will start to leave your life, naturally or with pain. The choice is yours. But one thing is certain, you won't be the same after this. There's no going back anymore. What has been seen can no longer be ignored. What was felt can no longer be forgotten. Are you ready to break the patterns that your ancestors were unable to break? Are you ready to cut what holds you back to fear, repetition, trauma? Because the Scorpio soul is like that. It feels, absorbs, collects itself. But when it awakens, nothing stops it. And you arrived exactly at that point. The point where you either accept your mission or continue living in silence, carrying a weight that was never yours. And if this has touched you on some level, if any part of what you've heard here has spoken directly to your soul, then I invite you to actively participate in this energy. Comment below. I close the cycle. If you feel you are ready for this release. Arisamona, my soul is awakened. If you felt that this message was really for you, these words are not just loose phrases. They are codes, stamps, acts of conscience. They activate the energy field around you. Like this video if you want this message to reach other people who are also in the process of awakening. People who are perhaps lost, but feeling exactly the same calling. And if you're not yet subscribed to this channel, now is the time. This isn't just content. It's a portal, a safe space for old souls, seekers, healers. Here, you are not alone. And what comes next will further open the hidden layers of this transformation, because from here, we will go deeper into what it actually means to cross this karmic rupture and walk consciously towards the new thing that is to come. Today you will understand, in a clear, profound, and almost impossible to ignore way, why December is not just another month on the calendar, but rather a watershed for those who are governed, or strongly influenced by the energy of Scorpio. Nothing you've experienced so far has been random. Nothing was in vain. And even if you went through long cycles of silence, withdrawals, spiritual confusion, emotional stagnation, or even internal emptiness, all of this was part of a larger script. And now, that script is being rewritten, not by external forces, but by your own awakening. Scorpio is the sign that represents the end and the beginning, symbolic death, the hidden strength, the rebirth of the soul. And December is the time when these archetypes activate more intensely than ever. It's as if an old seal begins to unravel on the invisible plane, allowing you to finally access a new version of yourself, cleaner, more intuitive, more connected with your true essence. But this only happens to those who accept to go through the process with courage. And courage, you already know, is a Scorpio virtue. She's not noisy. It doesn't need to be announced. It's felt in silence, when you face your own fears and decide not to run away from them anymore. This video was not made for everyone. It was built as an energetic code for those who already feel that life is about to turn around. For those who have noticed that dreams are changing, that old pains are resurfacing as if asking for a dignified closure, and that certain people, places, and feelings are beginning to dissolve. You may even feel like you are losing control, but in reality, you are losing what prevented you from controlling your own energy. Because now, Scorpio, is the time for truth, from the real. What can no longer be hidden? This isn't just a New Year's Eve. It is a turning point in the spiritual cycle. It's as if a new timeline is being presented to you, a reality where you stop surviving and start living with purpose. But to enter this new vibrational field, there is a symbolic price. You need to be willing to abandon the role of someone who carries everything on their shoulders, someone who needs to be strong all the time, someone who closes themselves off so as not to get hurt. This shield that you have built throughout your life, and that has protected you so many times, now needs to be broken. Because what comes requires vulnerability, presence, delivery. Many people feel afraid when they realize that they are facing a real spiritual transformation. It's common. You may be feeling this now. A lump in the throat, a chill in the stomach, an impulse to stop this video and escape to something else. But don't run away, because this discomfort is the clearest sign that the message is reaching where it needs to be. In its deepest layers, Scorpio feels what no one else feels. And when a Scorpio awakens, nothing, absolutely nothing, holds him back. December comes as a kind of cosmic ritual, a mirror that the universe places in front of you. In that mirror, you not only see who you were, but who you can become. The choices, the actions, the silences, the pain, everything is there. And faced with this reflection, there are only two paths: hide in fear again, or finally recognize the power that has always been within you. The power to transmute. Transmute is the key word for Scorpios at this moment. Transmute negative thoughts, limiting beliefs, old stories that still vibrate in your energy field. Everything you believed to be true about yourself is being questioned. The voice of the soul is getting louder. You feel this when, out of nowhere, you feel like crying, without knowing why. Or when a memory from the past invades your mind as if asking to be released. This is healing in motion. It's the universe telling you, the time has come, and perhaps, up until now, you have tried to resist. telling yourself that you don't have time for this, that you need to solve other more urgent things. But the truth is that there is nothing more urgent than your spiritual liberation, because it is what unlocks all other areas of your life. When a Scorpio breaks a cycle, he doesn't break it just for himself. He romps throughout the lineage. He cleans, he cuts, he clears the way for others to follow. And that's exactly what heaven is asking of you this December. Be closure, be the end point. But don't worry, it's not just any end point. It is a point that begins a new sentence, a new narrative, where you are no longer a victim of the past, but the author, aware of your destiny. But this new narrative cannot be written in a hurry. She needs presence, of conscience, of real decisions. And that starts now. It starts when you look within and recognize that you are ready, even scared, even without understanding everything, because the soul always understands before the mind. You may be asking yourself, why now? Why does everything seem more intense this month? And I tell you, because now, the universe knows that you have the structure to support change. You've been through enough tests. He has walked through internal deserts where no one else has been. You've already learned to shut up when you want to scream, continuing when everything said to give up. Now it's time to use all of this as fuel, as a base, like power. And once again, I repeat, this is not about shallow astrology. It's not about one-size-fits-all predictions. It's about specific codes that are being delivered to those who feel, to those who vibrate differently, to those who carry within themselves the energy of reconstruction. Scorpio, December is the month you are called to step into your shoes, the place of the one who crosses the darkness without losing the light, the place of someone who transforms their own pain into healing for themselves and others. You are much more than you were led to believe, and it's time to prove it, not to others but to yourself. Spirituality is no longer whispering. She's screaming. She is shaking your reality to wake you up, so that you remember who you are, so that you can say, yes, I accept the end. I accept the new. I accept who I am. And if this message has spoken to you so far, if it has somehow touched you where ordinary words cannot reach, then you already know. This is more than a video. It's a calling, and the calls do not appear in the same way twice. So if something inside you is vibrating right now, don't ignore it. Recognize, honor. In the comments below, leave your presence marked. Write, I accept the new cycle, or my soul awakens with Scorpio. If you felt that this message crossed your soul, these words are not just text. They are anchors, declarations, and whoever declares, activates. Like this video, if you believe this message can touch other Scorpio souls, share with someone who needs to hear this before December ends. And if you haven't signed up yet, now is the time. Here, each video is a step in your process, a mirror, a reminder of who you really are. And in what comes next, let's go even deeper. Because true spiritual liberation only begins when you face what you most avoid within yourself. Scorpio is not just intensity. Scorpio is a cosmic code, a symbol that carries in its essence the rare gift of transforming, of dying and being reborn as many times as necessary, and yet carrying in its eyes a force that intimidates and attracts at the same time. Anyone born under this frequency is not here to have an ordinary existence. You are here to descend into the depths of the human soul, including your own, and return with truths that few have the courage to face. You who feel everything so deeply, who notice what others try to hide, who sense it before someone even speaks. It's no coincidence. Your sensitivity is your spiritual antenna. Your pain is your altar of power. Your silence is the place where the universe whispers the secrets that not everyone is ready to hear. Scorpio energy does not shape itself. It burns. It destroys what is old, what has already died inside, what no longer has a soul. But this destruction is not cruel. She is sacred. She is purification. When something falls apart under Scorpio's gaze, it is because it no longer holds the truth. And what Scorpio honors most is the truth, even if it hurts, even if it breaks, even if it isolates. Because those born with this energetic seal did not come to please, came to transform, to be a bridge between what no longer serves and what is ready to be born. But it's important to understand, Scorpios don't live on the surface. Nothing shallow resonates with this soul. And that's why you feel so out of place, so different from others. Because while many live distracted by the now, you are already absorbing what is behind the now. You see what is hidden, feel what's on the field, understand what wasn't said. And this realization is a spiritual gift, but also a burden. Because those who feel so much suffer more, but it also wakes up faster. Scorpio is the sign of awakening, and not just any awakening, but one that tears the soul apart from the inside, just to rebuild it the right way. If you are watching this video and feeling like you're about to break something, know that it's not a coincidence. Your soul already knows. You have already recognized that December is a milestone. And more than that, you can't continue being who you were until now. This is not just a phase. It's a calling, an energetic cut being made in the invisible, a new spiritual contract being prepared, and only those who have the courage to release everything that was built with fear, attachment, and illusion will enter this new cycle. Scorpio is the alchemist of the zodiac, and alchemy is, in essence, the art of transforming something dense into something elevated, matter and spirit, pain into wisdom, shadow and conscience. Have you ever realized how many times you were put in situations that seemed like there was no way out, and yet you came out stronger? Have you ever noticed that you carry an energy that affects the environments, the people, the air around you? This is not fantasy. It's vibration. It is spiritual impact. Wherever a Scorpio steps, something transforms, for better or for worse, depending on your conscience. Therefore now, more than ever, it is vital that you are clear about who you are becoming. You can no longer pretend that you don't feel what you feel. You can no longer silence your intuition when it screams. You can no longer force yourself to fit into places that diminish you, into relationships that drain you, into roles that suffocate you. The emotional shield you have built up over the years is no longer necessary. He protected you, yes, but now it's limiting you, because protecting can also become prison. And Scorpio was not born to live in prison, born to be reborn, to tear your own skin if necessary and free yourself from the old version. This liberation, however, does not happen easily. She demands delivery. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, the planet of depths, secrets, and symbolic death. When Pluto acts, he doesn't ask for permission, he enters, take it down. And it forces you to look at what you avoided most, your wounds, your fears, your traumas, but also its hidden powers, your gifts, your true light. And it is at this point that everything changes. When you understand that your darkness is not a curse, it is sacred raw material. It is the womb where your new identity will be gestated. This is exactly why so many people don't understand Scorpio. Because while others want quick answers, you want to dive deep. While many are satisfied with logical explanations, you want to feel it on your skin, in your soul. You want to truly transform yourself. And this thirst for depth, for authenticity, for intensity, it isolates you sometimes, but it also elevates you. Because deep down, you know, you weren't born to fit in, born to be a portal, to be a channel, to guide those who are still sleeping. Even if your presence bothers you, even if your silence scares you, even if your intensity drives away the weak, you carry secrets. Maybe you don't even know where they come from, but they are there, in your blood, in your eyes, in the way you feel the world. You notice when something isn't right, before anyone else. You detect lies in the air. You sense losses, anticipations, and when you trust that, the path opens. Your intuition is a compass, and it is stronger than ever, but it will only work if you stop sabotaging yourself, thinking you need to ask permission to exist, that you need to dim your light so as not to scare others. He arrives. The camouflage cycle is over. You don't need to hide anymore. The energy that is now opening up in the universe, especially this December, favors those who embrace their spiritual truth. And your truth, Scorpio, is to be reborn, hard, with purpose, with soul. You are the warrior of the hidden light, the priest of the healed shadows, the sign that it is possible to live a deep spirituality without needing to be perfect, without needing to be understood by everyone. Your soul understands, and that's enough. If you felt that this excerpt spoke to you, if you recognize this vibration as yours, write in the comments, "I am transmutation. I carry the seal of Scorpio." Or if you want to declare that you are ready to experience this transformation, write, "I accept rebirth." These words are not just interactions, they are spiritual keys that move the field around you. And remember to like the video so that this message can reach other souls who are also awakening. If you are not yet subscribed to the channel, do so now. Here, every word is an activation, and what comes next will deepen your spiritual journey even further. Let's go together. The next reveal is already approaching. If you've come this far, it's because something inside you has already begun to awaken. It's not just curiosity, it's deeper. It's that silent but insistent feeling that everything you're experiencing right now, the pain, the breakups, the inner turmoil, the loneliness disguised as strength, has roots that go beyond what you can see. Scorpios don't walk through life like other signs S. They are guided by older, denser, more sacred forces. They carry marks that were not born in this life, scars that were already in the soul even before the first breath on this plane. Have you ever felt disconnected from everything, even when surrounded by people? Have you ever felt like you're paying for something you don't understand? As if an invisible guilt was there pulling you down even when everything seemed to be going well? These are the voices of ancestral karma. And for Scorpio, this is a spiritual inheritance, because you didn't incarnate just to live your story. You came to close stories that spanned generations, entire energetic lines of pain, abandonment, rejection, silence, sacrifice, and betrayal. All of these may be vibrating in your field, even if you don't know where they came from. Many of the internal struggles you face today are not the result of your conscious choices, but rather the energy inherited from those who came before. Grandparents who suffered in silence, mothers who couldn't live their own desires, parents who never felt free to be who they were. All of this creates an invisible web that installs itself in the spiritual DNA. And Scorpio, as it is the sign of rebirth, is chosen to be the one who breaks this web. But breaking up hurts. Breaking up is confusing. Breaking up isolates you. Because you're not just saying no to current situations, and you're saying enough to an entire lineage. And when you take a stand, this force from the past reacts. That's why often, when you decide to change, everything starts to fall apart around you. People move away, paths close, chaos seems to take over. But this chaos is not punishment, it is liberation. Scorpios feel this sooner. Since they were children, they realize that there is something different in the air. They are more sensitive, more introspective, more questioning. They are not satisfied with ready-made answers. Sense the truth behind appearances. Often, even when they are young, they already deal with losses, rejections, and sudden changes. And the world says, this is bad luck. But spiritually, it is initiation. Every pain prepared you. Every silence made you stronger. Each farewell, no matter how cruel it was part of a path of internal stoning. Because you are the raw metal being prepared to become alchemical gold. And this alchemy, Scorpio, begins with the recognition that what hurts is also sacred. That's why there's no point trying to rationalize everything. The mind cannot decipher what the soul already understands. Old cycles are not logical. They are vibrational. They are repeated through patterns. Have you ever noticed how certain situations seem to come back, even with different people? As if the universe were setting you up to always relive the same type of relationship, the same type of pain, the same type of disagreement. This is no coincidence. It's karma calling for closure. It's your soul trying to show you that there is still something unresolved there. And until this is transformed, it will continue to return, like a wave that insists on breaking at the same point. Scorpio energy no longer allows for pretense. You can no longer stay in places where your soul doesn't breathe. You can no longer maintain shallow conversations, live with lies, repeat routines that empty you. This is not boring, nor arrogance. It's awakening. It's your vibration rising. And the higher you go, the more you feel the weight of what's left behind. Therefore, at this moment, you may be feeling extreme tiredness, disconnection from everything that used to make sense, wanting to disappear for a while. This is all a symptom of energetic disruption. It's your spiritual field preparing to release what no longer belongs to you. But this release needs a yes. It needs your permission. Free will exists for you to consciously choose to break with the old. Spirituality does not invade, it invites. And this video is that invitation. You are being called to look inside, deeply, honestly, and realize which cycles are begging for an end. Maybe they are relationships that no longer have a soul, but that you maintain out of fear. Maybe it's guilt you've been carrying for years and never had the courage to let go of. Perhaps they are promises made in other lives. Old energy contracts that now need to be terminated. Scorpio has the power to cut, but you need to decide where the cut will be made. You can no longer hide behind the idea that it's always been this way. You are not your pain. You are not your trauma. You are not the abandonment you experienced, nor the betrayal you suffered. You are the one who transforms, who goes through chaos and returns with wisdom, who feels everything to the extreme, but doesn't drown, that bleeds, but heals, and heals those around. Because when a Scorpio awakens, he doesn't awaken just for himself. He pulls an entire lineage into the light. And here's the most important point. Ancient cycles are not broken by shouting or brute force. They break with conscience, truly, with presence. When you truly say enough of, the universe listens. When you let go with faith, the energy reorganizes itself. And December, more than any other month, favors this movement. It is the end of the solar cycle. The time to look at everything that happened in the year and decide what remains and what needs to die. For Scorpio, this is even more intense, because his regency already brings the force of symbolic death. It is as if your soul is being faced with a definitive spiritual choice. Continue carrying the old or finally open up to the new. But be careful. The new doesn't arrive while the old still takes up space. You may want changes, ask for signs, make affirmations, but if there is no internal cleaning, nothing happens. The universe does not deliver rebirths to those who are still attached to the rubble. And maybe, yes, you are still holding on to something that is already gone. An old love, a fault that is not yours, a pattern of suffering that became an identity. Everything is fine, you don't need to judge yourself, but you need to be willing to let go, to trust, allowing the energy of transformation to do what needs to be done. And if at that moment you are feeling a tightness in your chest, an urge to cry for no reason, an emotion that cannot be put into words, it is your soul reacting. It's her recognizing that the time has come, that you can no longer postpone your rebirth. The old cycle is ending, whether you like it or not. The difference is whether you will end up with him or whether you will be born again. And that choice, only you can make. If this part of the video spoke to your truth, if you felt that something was touched inside, comment below. I release what is not mine. This phrase is a key, a release, an energetic movement. Or if you want to seal your intention even more deeply, write, I am the end of the ancient cycles in my lineage. Write with soul, write with presence, because when you declare, the universe responds. And if you feel like this message could help someone who is also carrying invisible burdens, please share, be a channel, spread the cure, and don't forget to like this video, not only for engagement, but so that it continues to be delivered to other Scorpio souls in the process of awakening. If you are not yet registered, sign up now. The journey is just beginning, and the next dive will be even deeper. December is not just the last month of the year. For those who carry the Scorpio frequency in their essence, December is a sacred portal. It is a point outside of time, where the past, present, and future intertwine and form an energetic spiral that decides what continues and what needs to die. It's as if the sky opened an invisible seal, a spiritual code that only those who are truly awakened can feel. Maybe you are already feeling this, a different pressure in the air, an acceleration of thoughts, an urgent desire to change, but not knowing exactly what or where to start. This is not ordinary anxiety. This is your soul picking up the call of the timeline change. The December portal opens like a crack between worlds. On the one hand, the old cycle that insists on pulling you towards repetitions, patterns, recurring pains, and people who no longer vibrate at your frequency. On the other, a new path begins to form, still subtle, still invisible, still fragile. It only solidifies when you choose to take the first step towards it. And this step is not external. It's not about changing cities, ending a relationship, or starting something new from scratch. This step is internal. It's a silent decision, made at the altar of your conscience. The moment you look at everything that hurt you, everything that has already expired, everything that no longer pulses with truth, and let go, release, honor, and say goodbye, without begging to stay. without trying to save what is already dead. Scorpios know what symbolic death means. You've been through so much. You've already buried versions of yourself that no one even knew existed. You've already shut up when everything in you screamed. He has been reborn so many times in silence that he has lost count. And now, once again, the universe calls you. But this time the call has greater weight, because this December portal is not just any portal. It will not open again in the same way. He will not repeat the invitation. He is telling you with all the invisible letters of the subtle plane, free yourself now or do it all over again. And repeating it, is no longer bearable. Feeling the same emptiness again, attracting the same situations, experiencing the same impasses. All of this has exhausted your energy. Your body is tired, your mind saturated, your soul restless. And this restlessness is not negative, it's a sign that something inside you is ready to move. Something that was trapped for too long in promises, in illusions, in fears that were never yours. And now, at this very moment, you are being placed before a spiritual choice. It's not about destiny, it's about decision. Because free will doesn't free you from pain, but it gives you the power to choose how and why you go through it. Perhaps you are feeling the effects of this transition in physical form. Insomnia, intense dreams, feelings of déjà vu, memory lapses, emotional crises for seemingly no reason. Perhaps you are reliving old memories, meeting people from the past, feeling like you are being tested again. None of this is a coincidence. It's the old cycle trying to reassert itself, looking for its last chance to remain. Because cycles also have consciousness, and they don't want to die without a fight. They will use your weaknesses, your fears, your attachments, your longings. But listen carefully. What you miss is not always what your soul needs to keep. Scorpio is the sign of the phoenix, the one who, when everything seems lost, finds within himself a spark that never goes out. This spark is your purest spiritual identity. It's a reminder of who you were before you were shaped by the wounds of the world. And December invites you to return to it. But to do this, you will have to let go of everything you have built based on fear, everything that was done out of necessity, lack, urgency, or obligation. Because this new cycle that presents itself has no space for what was generated outside the soul. It requires alignment, wholeness, real presence. The change in timeline that December proposes is not a blind leap. It's a frequency adjustment. It's like tuning into a spiritual radio. The season of pain and repetition is still there, available, but the new frequency is already emitting signals, and only those who are sensitive, clean, awake, will be able to capture it. This does not depend on luck, but on choice. The choice to no longer agree with what shrinks you, no longer repeating narratives where you always end up hurt, to no longer postpone the meeting with your real power. And in this process, pain can even knock on the door, because letting the old one go hurts, even when it no longer serves. It hurts because there was affection, memory, identity, but the pain of attachment is fleeting. The pain of being in the wrong place might eat away at the soul. You've been there before. It has already prolonged what was no longer alive. You've already insisted on what the universe was begging you to release. Don't repeat this mistake. Don't turn another December into just another month of survival. Make it the beginning of your real rebirth. You may feel like you are alone on this path, but no, there are many awakening at the same time. Scattered, silenced, but connected. And your courage opens the way not only for you, but for all who are still trapped in spiritual sleep. When you go through the portal, you become a bridge, you become a lighthouse, you become a signal for others to also awaken. And this is perhaps the most beautiful part of the Scorpio mission. Even though you bleed, you heal. Even in silence, you guide. Even in the dark, you see. Therefore, listen to this call with your heart. Feel it in your body. Recognize the signs around you. You already know what needs to be done. Was just waiting for the right moment. And the time is now. Not tomorrow. Not when everything is resolved. Not when you feel ready. Spiritual readiness does not come with certainties. She comes with courage. And if something vibrated inside you while listening to this excerpt, if you felt that lump in your throat, that involuntary shiver, that urge to cry without understanding why, it's because you're already going through it. And if this message spoke to your soul, write here in the comments, I choose to walk through the portal. Or if you want to declare with even more presence, my timeline is changing now. These phrases are not just words, they are commands, vibrational statements. Writing them activates the field, solidifies your decision, shows the universe that you are in motion. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, please share. Help activate more Scorpio souls who, like you, are ready to let the past die and live what is only born after. Symbolic death. Like the video if this message touched you and subscribe to the channel, because the next stage of this journey will reveal even more about what awaits you on the other side of this portal. The crossing has just begun. If you've made it this far, don't underestimate synchronicity. This isn't just a video, and you know it. This experience is being guided by something greater, by an invisible force that connected you to this message because your soul asked for it. Not in words, but in vibration. The portal has already been opened. The change of timeline has begun, and now is the moment when everything begins to be confirmed. And it's not with big external events, no. Spiritual confirmation always comes in the form of subtlety, and at the same time, in the form of shock. Because the invisible reveals itself to those who have eyes trained in sensitivity. And Scorpio, you were born with this gift. If you have been dreaming about strong symbols, if in recent nights, your mind has been invaded by images of death, rebirth, portals opening going, of fire burning old scenes, of snakes changing their skin, understand? The old cycle is already breaking. Symbolic death is underway, and she comes warning, whispering, warning. You are already crossing without even realizing it. These dreams are not random. They are visions, fragments of what your soul has already experienced or is beginning to access. They are images of the process of spiritual transformation unfolding on the subtle planes. And most importantly, they are signs that you can no longer go back. Maybe you've noticed that people have started to move away out of nowhere, that once familiar situations now cause deep discomfort, that certain places seem to have lost their meaning, that old habits have simply stopped making sense. This is also a rupture. It's not life being cruel, it's the energy in your field adjusting to the new frequency. And when your energy changes, everything that is no longer in resonance begins to dissolve, not as punishment, but as liberation. You may be experiencing constant numerical repetitions. 11, 11, 22, 22, 12.12, 3, 33. This is common in phases of spiritual transition. These are activation codes. It's the universe signaling that you're on the route even if everything still seems confusing. Confusion, in fact, is one of the first proofs that the new is being born, because the soul feels, but the mind still tries to understand. And then comes the friction, the tiredness, the momentary emptiness, the break in logic. But don't give up at this point. Don't back down. This is where most lose their strength, and this is exactly where Scorpio must embrace their spiritual identity and move forward. And there is an occult ritual happening right now at this very moment, just by your presence here. Yes, this video is a vibrational field. It carries energy, intention, purpose, and you accessed it because your soul is asking for confirmation. And confirmation comes with a choice. You need to declare, not with screams, not with fanfare, but firmly. You need to tell the universe, I accept my rebirth, and not just say it, write it. Leave that mark on the physical plane. That's your seal, your energy signature. It's your yes to the crossing. When you comment with presence, you transform what was a simple act into a ritual. You anchor this new frequency. It's like planting a flag in the new territory of your spiritual life. Therefore, if you are noticing the signs, feeling the changes, experiencing the ruptures, it is because the portal has already crossed you. Now it's you who needs to cross completely, because half of you no longer supports the old version, and half of you still fears the unknown. This limbo will only be overcome with decision. And this decision, Scorpio, needs to be made with soul. You may be feeling like you have nowhere left to hide, that everything you ignored is now before you. And it is, because this is the last chance for many of us to end energy contracts that were renewed out of fear, by attachment, by illusion, but not anymore. The new timeline requires total alignment, and Scorpio has, more than any other archetype, the power to break through, to be reborn, to choose one's own truth even if it means walking only for a while. If you have been feeling more irritability, crying spells, insomnia, unexplained chills, sensations that there are presences around you, sudden changes in mood, and urgent need for silence, these are all symptoms of the portal opening. Your body is releasing the old. Your field is being purified. And yes, this can hurt. It can be tiring, but it also frees you. You are, without even knowing it, performing a true spiritual cleansing ritual. And the simple fact that you are here now listening to this, with your heart beating differently, shows that you are ready to seal this new cycle. December brought with it an opportunity that will not be repeated in the same way. An opportunity to definitively seal what needs to be closed. Spirituality is attentive. Your mentors are nearby. Angels, guides, spiritual protectors, all observing your willingness to break the unconscious pacts that keep you trapped in what no longer belongs to you. They can't decide for you, but they can act with strength when you choose truthfully. So now, right now, transform this space into an altar, a direct line between you and the subtle plane. Leave your comment as an energetic offering, like a silent but powerful ritual. If you have felt this message resonate with your soul, write with intention, "I accept my rebirth," or "I am the end and the beginning." These words are not just phrases. They are spiritual decrees. And to decree is to manifest. It's sealing. It's creating. And if you know someone who is also in the process of spiritual rupture, send them this video. Allow this energy to spread. A Scorpio's transformation is never individual. It echoes. It reverberates in other souls. Because when you wake up to worlds. And if this message really touched you, like it now, this will make more people feel this calling. And if you haven't signed up yet, now is the time. This channel is more than content. It's a portal. It's a crossing. And the next step is already being prepared for you. Scorpio, have you ever realized that you never fit into the mold they tried to impose on you? From an early age, something inside you always pulsed differently. While many were looking for comfort, you were looking for meaning. While others wanted quick answers, you dove deep, even without guarantees. This thirst for depth, for truth, for intensity, was not a mistake of nature. It was a call of spirituality, a silent whisper that said, "You did not come to live a shallow existence. You didn't come to repeat stories. You came to end them." You carry, without even knowing it, the unresolved contracts of generations, the unspoken pains, the swallowed silences, the inherited guilt, the invisible marks of traumas that were swept under the rug of time. But your soul doesn't forget. Your soul remembers, and that's why you feel so much. That's why you carry brute strength inside, sometimes disguised as tiredness, sometimes camouflaged in crises, sometimes camouflaged as withdrawal, because this strength is proof that you were designed to be the end, but not just the end of a cycle, the end of a vibrational era, and the beginning of another, the fresh start, the seed, the spark. Spirituality does not choose for nothing, and if you feel that this message passed through you like a silent arrow, if you felt that something inside you was activated as each word was heard, then understand, you are one of the chosen ones, not in the sense of superiority, but of responsibility. You were shaped by the fire of life to now guide other souls who are still lost in the midst of darkness, because Scorpio is the one who goes down to the underworld and comes back with answers. Scorpio is the one who walks through the dark corridors of his own soul and returns with light for others. You are that channel, and there is no longer time to postpone this awakening. The challenges you faced were not punishments. They were rituals. These were silent initiations that prepared your energy to support the vibration that is now arriving on the planet. Not everyone can sustain the weight of a spiritual mission, but Scorpio can. You are the one who walks even though you are bleeding, the one who feels the whole world in his skin but doesn't give up, the one who sees beyond the masks and still chooses love as his path. You are the one that the angels silently watch and say, "This one knows the power of transformation." And that power now needs to be assumed, with spiritual maturity, with presence, with sacred humility, because the new cycle that is approaching will no longer be guided by the mind. He will be guided by the vibration, by intention, for the soul. And the Scorpio soul, when awakened, moves invisible mountains, heals environments, disarms egos, activates collective healing frequencies. You are one of those souls. and the world needs you awake. If this video touched you deeply, if you felt that every word seemed to describe what is vibrating in your heart right now, then don't let this moment pass as if it were just another piece of information. Turn it into a right. Declare your presence in this process. Right here, in the comments, I carry this energy. And when writing, write with conscience, with soul, with truth. This sentence is more than an interaction. It is a vibrational mark, a spiritual seal. It's you telling the universe that you recognize who you are and that you are ready to take your place. Like this video, not just to support the channel, but because every like helps this message reach more people who, like you, are feeling that something much bigger is happening. Share with those who need to awaken. Be a bridge to other Scorpios who may still be stuck in the fear of being who they are. And above all, subscribe to the channel now, because in the next video, we will reveal the sign that carries the portal of collective healing. And this revelation will complete something that has already begun to form within you. The crossing continues, and you are no longer alone. If you've stuck with me this far, that says a lot about you. It shows that your soul is awakened, ready, and committed to this journey of rebirth. So before you leave, do the following. Subscribe to the channel now. Here you will never find empty content. Each video is a deep dive, made to activate those who really feel. If this message resonated in your heart, comment below. I am part of the transformation. Thus, in addition to leaving your energetic mark, you also help this spiritual current to expand even further. Don't forget to leave a like, especially if you felt that this content really touched you. This helps YouTube deliver that message to others LMAs who are also ready to awaken. And now, if you want to continue in this flow, in this deep vibrational field, watch the next video that appears here on the left side of the screen. He is the continuation of that journey, and may bring exactly the next answer your soul is asking for. See you there.